And that is right, people. We're starting a little bit early here, just a few minutes early, but I am the golden one himself. Ricky Coleman. Hit that like and subscribe, because this is the People That Reign in Rock podcast. There's a slight little update, and that is in the description. Check it out. My PODBEAN, my link to my PODBEAN, so check that out. And apologise, there was no episode last week. Now, those that saw the one on Sunday are going to think there was. Okay, but I've not got enough views for that, so I'm going to take that down, and we're just going to kind of pretend that never happened. So we're kind of starting afresh here. We'll very quickly recap the first week, but like and subscribe and bring in my co-host, the man himself, who's eagerly waiting to find out who the new prediction champion is. He is the wise man himself, Ian.
Hey, everybody.
And how are you?
Yeah, I'm grand. Wasn't here last week.
So first of all, shall we reveal who the new champion is? So who came out prediction champion out of Vengeance Day? We should have revealed this last week, but I forgot. So is it the golden one taking gold home, or is it two belts? Ian has now got 2 championships in his presence. Well, the brand new predictions champion, podcast prediction champion, is Ian. And he got that's 2 belts. Ian is taking 2 titles home, prediction champion and
no competition.
Quiz champion. So if you guys want to challenging for the quiz title, let me know, get you on, we can do the quiz. I'll let you know the categories beforehand. So yeah, it's now 2 belts, Ian. So we'll go to our segment here, which is obviously always this. Give me a second. So what's cooking at the table? Just a quick chat what we've been up to. So it's been 2 weeks since you've been on, Ian. So what have you been up to?
Celebrate Valentine's Day with the girlfriend. Was at a gig recently in the Grand Social band I like called Gamma Bomb. I haven't been to any movies. I know you've been to a few.
I watch movies at home, but I don't go to watch movies. I don't. But we'll get into that. But you went to a gig. What gig was it?
Gamma Bomb in the Grand Social, Irish thrash metal, one of the best Irish thrash metal bands ever, and they delivered a banger of a show. It's not your thing again. It's not 50 cents.
It's not 50 cents. Well, I don't go to watch music again. Not wrestling. If it's not wrestling, Mr. Tunnel Vision over here. If it's not wrestling, forget it. And you went for a birthday meal. You celebrated a birthday at someone's birthday this weekend.
No, not this weekend. Last weekend was my dad's birthday.
Okay, right. I was like, okay, I've got a little bit of confusion going on here. So I've been to the gym as always. At the craft thing that I go to, hit a few things. So first of all, it says acknowledge Pancake Day, tribal pancakes. Acknowledge Valentine's Day, love your tribal chief. And for Love of Wrestling, next weekend they'll promote in a second here. I made a poster, and I missed off Sergeant Slaughter. I looked at it, I missed off Sergeant Slaughter. But there you go, that's some poster I made for it. So yeah, Love of Wrestling. Well, I'll get to that when I get to the days out portion of the show. And yeah, that's all I've been up to, really. Do you watch Gladiator? Have you been watching Gladiators, Ian?
I watched one episode so far, but it is quite good. It definitely reminds me of the 90s version.
There was a wrestler on Saturday, UK wrestler, so I thought that was good.
Yeah, they seem like well, UK wrestling UK wrestlers who've been on Gladiators have gone to WWE. Like you have Nick Aldis who's there. Mason Ryan, who used to be in WWE, was there. He was a terrible wrestler.
So yeah, yeah, he was. So that a wrestler being on Gladiators obviously plays into my wrestling obsession. Also, do get this shared. Grab yourself a drink. I should have said that at the beginning. Like, subscribe, all of that. So the next segment here is somewhere is this. So of course, movie talk. So the movies I've watched since was on last time are, oh dear, oh there, Argyle, Sign of Certain Somebody. Good film, a good spy film.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I watched it because Cena was in it. Would I have watched it anywhere?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Would I have watched it anywhere? Maybe, possibly. The Tiger's Apprentice. A good fairly decent animated film. Becky, that was okay. The Farm was okay. Madam Web, I know you asked me about Madam Web. Now, whether it was a copy, because I don't go to the cinema to watch movies because mainly money. But if you can watch a movie at home like that, why even bother? But whether it was the link or the actual movie, I've heard some bad reports. Apparently, even the star in the movie hasn't seen her own movie. It was okay.
I heard.
It was okay.
I haven't seen it myself now, but I am curious about it. I want to still see the Iron Claw.
So Madam Web was okay. And the latest film I watched, Shore Dogs, that was an okay film as well.
I think I know that one.
So, talking animals, a talking dog goes undercover, is in the FBI.
Oh, that's the one with Ludacris. Oh, that's the one with Ludacris.
And he goes undercover and he's part of a dog show. It was okay. It was an okay film. It was okay. I wouldn't have rushed to the cinema to watch it, but it was decent. So we'll play a promo here and then get to the next segment. So we'll play this first. So do take a good look at this. So that is right, my pro wrestling tees. Goldman's won, and all my socials on screen right now. Just give me a second. I'm just uploading a couple of pictures here. So give me one second. Right, there we are. So you probably can see Goldman's won and all my socials. So the next, say that again.
I saw a double of you there earlier on in the waiting room.
I just putting some pictures on my from my phone. So next segment, we'll do it quickly, is the Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Goldman. So I went to a show last Friday. BTW Bolton Town Wrestling Love Hearts. It was decent. It was okay. I've seen better. Do go and check out in the description below. Check out that description, my review of it on PodBean. I don't only do voice reviews now. Yeah, it was okay. This Friday, I'm going to another show, LWF in Chorley. Got Elimination Watch Pod on Saturday, an early start. So do check out my predictions. I'll be sending my predictions for that, from my predictions and watch along. And then next week is the big one, Love of Wrestling. So it all kicks off with an evening with Sean or X-Pac. You've got Progress. You've got Future Shock, which is shaping up to be big, because on the show will be Rhino, Gangrel, and Ken Shamrock. Some of the stars that will be there: Sergeant Slaughter, Scott Steiner, Mandy Rose or Mandy Sachs, Shelton Benjamin, Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, CJ Perry or Lana, Ken Shamrock, Gangrel, Rhino, Ricky, Enzo, and many, many more. So do you get yourself down there next weekend, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd of March, Love of Wrestling 2024. Speaking of indie shows, I'll quickly promote Billy. Let me find that picture somewhere. So I think this is next weekend. So at the Reality of Wrestling. Let me just take that off. What happened there? I pressed something. I was meant to press that. So Reality of Wrestling next. The 9th. When's that?
The 9th of March is a Saturday.
So March, Saturday 9th, Hawker, I don't know how to pronounce the name, will be there, the last stand, Reality of Wrestling, and he won't be the only one, because it will be also joined by the one, the only, acknowledge him, Zilla Fatu, of course, part of the bloodline. So the last stand, Reality of Wrestling, Rumble, Saturday 9th. So if you can get yourself there. If you're in the area, get yourself Reality of Wrestling, Zilla Fatu, and Hawker. And of course, this news comes on the day of 1,270 for your tribal chief. So should we do predictions first, or do?
I suppose we had to recap what's been going on we'll do the roundup first.
We'll do that first then. That's going to take long. I've got thoughts about it though.
Just maybe just do the more important. If you don't want to, if you don't want to do it long, just do the more important parts of each show.
Yeah, I know the Elimination Chamber predictions. I've got my thoughts of.
Yeah, well, do them after. If you want to,
we'll save that anyway.
Recap after, and then do the chamber.
Quickly recap. So next segment is wrestling. So wrestling roundup. So we'll quickly recap here. So we'll start with 2 weeks ago of Dynamite. So let's quickly do this. Oh dear. Oh, I sent it to. Yeah, that's why. I was looking at the wrong thing. Let me find it. So 2 weeks ago, this is 2 weeks ago on Dynamite. So Swerve Strickland took on a Hangman Adam Page, went to a draw. So he now resulted in a triple threat match
brilliant.
at
that was an
Revolution
next Sunday. I really love this one. I really love this match. They're two people who are destined to do it forever. And like they did a little bit of a swap now because when they came to the time limit draw, Swerve asked for 5 minutes, but Hangman wouldn't give it to him because he felt that he couldn't beat them without the mobile embassy. So it was supposed to be him beating himself. He couldn't do it. I was kind of like a swap around, like where Hangman would beat, where Hangman was heel and Swerve was face. Like they did a swap. They did a swap after. But yeah, we're getting a triple threat match. But that match was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Tony Storm defeated Red Velvet. Okay. You're going to have to help me here. Blackpool Combat Club knocked off Volador Jr., Mascara Dorado. Is that Lindsay Dorado? I have no idea.
Yeah, these are all luchadors from CML.
Herichirio, whatever he's called. Sounds like a bloody
These are all luchadors. These are all luchadors. These are all luchadors from CMLL. It seems to be a little tribe war going on between AEW and CMML. I'd say they're going to bring that tribe war probably when we get to Forbidden Door in June with New Japan. Like the matches are fine and all that, but like the CMML wrestlers are mostly losing to Blackpool Combat Club.
Is Dorado, Lindsay Dorado?
No, he's not. He's Hershey Dorado. I think he is Lindsay. I'll look him up. Look it up.
I think Justin said it's Grand Leak. I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
you would think it is. You'd think it'd be Lindsay Dorado.
It's one or the other, I think.
It's Grand Leak or Lindsay Dorado. But while Ian looks at that, I'll go to the next match. Chris Jericho took a loss.
Oh yeah, hang on, Mascarador. That is him. Yeah, that is him. Yeah, he is Grand Metalik in WWE. Mascarador is Grand Metalik. Yeah.
Chris Jericho took a loss to Takeshita. So a big win for Takeshita here.
And he made him tap out to his own submission hold.
Brand new tag team champions were crowned. Sting and Darby Allin. Sting wins gold in AEW as he defeated Big Bill and Ricky Starks.
This was actually a pretty good match now, and I loved the Young Bucks just coming out and just literally bloodying the two of them, and then they get blood all over the white clothes they're wearing. Like I'm really enjoying the Bucks as this heel tag team. Where this goes, if they either Sting or they Sting beats them, they have to give up the belts. We wait and see.
And Tony Khan's big announcement again. They're never going to be WWE. WWE's going to be the big dog, the company. They're going to be the company. People know. The company. You mentioned wrestling, WWE. Very little people knowing what AEW is. But WWE had The Rock And Tony Khan's big announcement is he's going to do a Dynamite special called Big Business, and Sasha Banks is coming in. Okay.
But did you see the design for the Big Business though? Did you see the design?
So for the show, it says Boss Turn, so it's obviously Sasha Banks.
Yes, so it's a hint for Mercedes Moné to debut at, and they've sold about 600 tickets going into it. So it could be a double 600. If they get either. It could be double. Well, it could be a double good night if they get either Mercedes Moné and they also have either Kazuchika Okada or Will Ospreay debut as well. Because Ospreay finished his last Indie dates in progress, and he is now on his way to AEW.
But again, The Rock, Sasha Banks,
yeah, it's a different story here and there. But
the levels, Tony Khan bringing in Sasha Banks and Okada, the WWE has The Rock. But for the rating, just based off the results, because I watched Dynamite, oh God, bronze. What would you give it?
No, I give it a gold. I actually did enjoy the show. The 7 now. It wasn't fun. I enjoyed the tag match was great. Hangman and Swerve had the match tonight. It was a fun show. Like I'm enjoying what they're doing in Dynamite, especially now that the ranking system is back.
So on SmackDown, Adam Pearce and Nikel is in the ring. Triple H came out basically sending messages to The Rock. It doesn't matter it doesn't matter what people want backstage. You got to know your role. I'm running things. Cool. It's not technically true. The Rock does actually run things. But
this is one thing I'm liking in this. We could have a we have some sort of little power struggle story for the title with Triple H involved as well. You have Triple H in Cody's corner, and you have The Rock in Roman's corner. So that's what enjoyment leading into WrestleMania with Cody and Roman.
And we'll get to my thoughts on that later on here. Having the Raw guys on SmackDown and SmackDown guys on Raw, you kind of spoiled the split rules, whatever. Like, we don't know who's going to win. Like, there's only one Raw guy. Wonder who's going to win. Meanwhile, Drew McIntyre advanced. He's in the chamber as he defeated AJ Styles. Cool. What was your thoughts about this match?
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed this one now.
Bianca Belair.
I really liking it.
Bianca Belair also qualifying as she knocked off Meechin. This was actually quite a decent match from Meechin, so cool.
Oh yeah. I would like to have seen Meechin win, but I suppose leading up to the match itself and knowing who they're going against, they're going to get a lot of well-known stars that are going to be connected to fighting Rhea Ripley. There is
Bailey come out, and Dakota Kai did. Io Sky, Kabuka came out. So is Dakota Kai signing with Bailey? Is she going to turn on Bailey? I think this is a interesting story. Yeah.
I think she'll turn on eventually. Here's the thing: like, this was on the day after the WrestleMania press conference, and one disappointing aspect of that conference was no Bailey or Io Sky. Like, I want to see them do more for this match because I'm like, Bailey is not on the WrestleMania 40 poster. She's not at the press conference. They need to do more for this match. It's going to be a good one. And she is a Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Yeah. Now, Wrestling Days. To Wrestling Days. Wrestling Days have said, is this all by design? Are they leaving her out to get sympathy from the crowd? Who knows? Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, knockoff DIY. They're now going to go on to get a tag team title shot at Elimination Chamber against the Judgment Day.
That should be a banger. That should be a banger match come on Saturday. I'm looking forward to that one.
And Sami Zayn came up short again. This time, Elimination Chamber qualifying match, another one, as he got defeated by Randy Orton. So you've got Orton in the chamber. Cool.
I'm wondering now what they're going to do I'm kind of curious what they're going to do for Sami when we get to Elimination Chamber. I'm really curious about what they're going to do for him, because like some are thinking something against
nothing. Well, we'll get to Did he add something during the press conference? We'll get to that later, though, when we discuss the fantastic Cardiff Chamber. But for last week's SmackDown, SmackDown 2 weeks ago, let's say that was a decent SmackDown. I'll say a silver. What would your rating be for it?
I'd say gold. I enjoyed Drew and AJ. I enjoyed Bianca and Michin. I enjoyed Randy and Sami. And I enjoyed the Triple H opening segment.
For level up results, quickly, Kalani Jordan got the 1-2-3 on Stevie Turner. Javier Bernal defeated Keanu Carver, and Miles Bourne beat Tavian Heights. All fresh matches, all make sense, which I like. So, gold. Rampage 2 weeks ago, I hope this was Rampage. Undisputed Kingdom got a win against Best Friends.
That was the 6-man tag match. Yeah, that was good. But the only person that took the pin for most of it was Chuck. Like, you would have been expecting Roderick to get a pin on Orange Cassidy.
True, yeah, builds up for Revolution. But Young Bucks beat Robbie Litt and Mondo Rocks. Who? Who were there?
Mostly just jobber. But like, I liked when they came out. They came out in the suits and blood.
How does Young Bucks beating jobbers build them to take the tag team titles?
They're going to do a thing where they're going to use the ranking system and just work their way from the top, like, because they had the match with Top Flight on last Wednesday's Dynamite.
Yeah, we'll get to that here in the second year. What ranking system? Wrestling's not real. Anyway, Mystico, is that Sin Cara? Is Mystico Sin Cara?
Yeah, it is. He defeated Matt Sydal.
Yeah, he defeated Matt Sydal, yeah, as Ian said.
Then Hunican took the place. That was a fun.
Sorry.
CML guys are beating the lesser AEW.
And in women's tag team action, Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander lost. Saraya and Ruby Soho lost to Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Okay, cool. What was your thoughts about
that? Ruby is breaking away from the Riot Squad now, so that they're from two.
So for Rampage, God, again, bronze. There's really nothing here that I think, I'm missing AEW, I'm missing a good show. It's just all.
What you want about Rampage? Like, I think I'll give it a bronze. Like, it was just a small show, but like there were some good matches to it. But like, it's just only a small show at the end of the day.
Moving to Collision, BCC, which I presume are Blackpool Combat Club, defeated CMLL. Who are there? Are they the jobber squad from CMLL?
Luchadors. Okay. More Luchadors. This was a fun match now, but we all know what it led into there. It's the confrontation with FTR. And now we're getting that match, Moxley versus Claudio.
You have to explain. I don't watch AEW apart from the pay-per-views.
As I said, AEW is working a program with the CML, and more likely they'll go into that leading into Forbidden Door. And now they seem to be now Mox and Claudio are going to be working up against FTR, because FTR are former CMML tag team champions. And now this week on Dynamite, we're getting FTR versus Mox and Claudio tonight. That's actually going to be a good one. We saw Dax Harwood versus John Moxley last week on SmackDown. There's a little bit of kissing action there as well. So I'm looking forward to this tag match because that should actually be a pretty good one.
Daniel Garcia found himself on his winning ways against Shane Taylor.
Yes,
Okay.
and then he got a match with Edge on Valentine's Day.
Brian Cage beat the Outrunners. Who are they? Are they jobbers?
Yes.
Mark Briscoe. This is a little bit of a shock. He came up short against Brody King.
Well, Brody would have run there, but like this was actually this was a fight more than a wrestling match. This was a damn fight.
Brody King. Deanna Purrazzo builds momentum heading into next week's Revolution. There's going to be a horrendous staying up for after a long weekend. Anyway, she built momentum by beating Kiera Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a fine match and all that. But look, I could see Deanna Purrazzo probably see all the builds she get, but I don't think Deanna Purrazzo was beating Toni Storm.
I like that's your thoughts right there. Just yeah. And Queen Aminata Queen Aminata lost to Toni Storm. Okay.
Yeah, she came up after that. She came up after that match. Yeah, she came up after that match.
Orange Cassidy got closed out the night on Collision by winning against Tomohiro Ishii.
A man who's just paid to lose nearly every match on when he goes up and Dynamite, but he does deliver a banger.
Again, for the Mark Briscoe losing, I'll say bronze to silver. Other than that,
I'll say silver.
So last week's Raw. We'll quickly go through this. Jey Uso. I want to get to just how over is Jey Uso right now. We'll get to that when we get to this week's Raw. But Jey Uso and New Day won against Imperium.
Yeah, that was quite a fun match. Now, so that was a fun match.
Bobby Lashley from SmackDown defeated Bronson Reed. He'll be in the Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
There's a lot of disappointment for Bronson Reed not being at the Chamber now, but despite him not winning, but it would have been good to see an Australian wrestler represented. But his wife is due to give birth this week, so he'll be out of the conversation for a while.
Yeah. I suppose Bronson Reed doesn't look at wrestling comes first and nothing else. I suppose family comes first for him. Jackie Redmond did a sit-down interview with Sami Zayn. He continued from last week. You had Shinsuke Nakamura on the Tron. Okay. Are you liking the Sami Zayn sit-down interviews?
Yeah, and like basically all this is kind of similar to what was going on with him in NXT. He couldn't win the big one. He had to work up for it. And then he just kept working on it, and then he won the big one. So they're doing this for him at the moment. There is a push planned for Sami Zayn this year, including a possible world title run. So maybe he could be getting...
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Sami Zayn. Cody Rhodes came out and Seth Rollins did. Is this where Seth Rollins said, "I'll be your shield," I think?
Be your shield.
Yeah, which many people believe that's going to be a heel turn. Which I think he's turning heel at Mania. I kind of spoiled what I was going to say later on, but we'll get to how I think he's going to turn heel.
I don't think now's the time to turn Seth heel at the moment. Someone to be the face win the Chamber.
You don't turn him heel, I think he turns heel at Mania, but we'll get to how and why I think that, and I'm not the only one. A lot of people are thinking heel turn. Anyway, Liv Morgan, she's in the Chamber, and she defeated Zoe Starks to get into the match. Cool.
Yeah, I'm enjoying. Liv has been on fire since her return. Now I'm liking the ring gear.
That's cool. I like that Liv Morgan is getting a push. As we'll get to later.
Yeah, she's getting a push.
We'll get to Elimination Chamber later, but what's the point? Whatever. I'll be watching. I live and breathe wrestling, but if I didn't, would I get up at 5 a.m. to watch? Not at 5 a.m. here. It was on at 10 a.m., but I get up at 10 a.m. to watch. That I could watch later on? Probably not. Anyway, JD McDonough defeated R-Truth, a future Hall of Famer R-Truth.
Yeah, and then DIY came out and he thought they were DX. That was funny.
LA Knight, another guy from SmackDown, is in the chamber and he defeated Ivor to get into it.
Yeah, I think, well, we know who else got into the chamber as well. We'll get to that later, but I'm looking forward to seeing what LA Knight can do in an Elimination Chamber.
And to finish Raw, Sami Zayn again taking a loss, this time to Shinsuke Nakamura. I like that Nakamura's getting a push, and I also like the story they're telling with Sami Zayn.
I don't think it's a pull. One of those things like where he's winning for a while and that kind of builds a little momentum, but then he'll lose it all. It's kind of like like we've seen this side of thing with Nakamura before. We've seen it with his feuds with Jinder Mahal. We've seen it with his feuds with AJ Styles, and we saw it with his feuds with Seth Rollins. So I can kind of see it with this feud with Sami as well.
Last week's Raw was good. This week's not so much, but last week's.
I enjoyed this week's Raw.
I'll say a silver for Raw.
I'll say it's between gold and silver now as well.
Before we go any further, I've got 3 people watching. Get your comments in. Any questions you want to ask, get those in. Like and subscribe. So last week's NXT, Byron Saxton is on commentary. Do you like Byron Saxton as a commentator?
Not really.
Fair enough. Fair, okay. He's no Jim Ross. He's no Jerry Lawler. Noam Dar and Oro Mensah quickly beat Von Wagner and Robert Stone. I like the push that Oro's getting. I said this every single week. I think they really don't know what to do with Von. He's just stuck there.
He's just not that great, to be honest. He's just an average big guy.
Ridge Holland defeated Wolfgang, but then Gallus attacked Ridge. This was meant to be a Gallus gauntlet match. It wasn't that. It was just a beatdown for Ridge.
He's actually going to go out and pull. I'm kind of wondering if he.
Nope. And Ian's turning into John Cena. Can't see him. You turned to John Cena for a minute there. And just like Argyle, I'm spotting to see if people like and subscribe. So remember that. I'll always remember. Lola Vice got the 1, 2, 3 against Tatum Paxley.
I'm liking. I like Lola Vice, the wrestler. Like she can move very well. Like she has character, and she's just very good looking.
Discussing about getting on to horrendous, clunky, awful, bad wrestling. God, and Adriana Rizzo that can't wrestle. She's in there purely because she's good looking. Because she cannot wrestle. Lost to Jadea Parker. This was awful. What did you think?
Yeah, I can't really remember much about it.
Awful. Purely awful. Carmelo Hayes knocked off Joe Gacy. Now, the biggest story of this is Dijak came out and put a straight jacket on Joe. I love what Joe's doing. I love what Dijak's doing. Apparently, again, shouting out wrestling days. Dijak is killing it on Twitter or X, call it what you like. That was a mouthful. Your thoughts of this match and Dijak?
Yeah, I'm liking Dijak. His contract is running out by June. I hope he still stays on.
Yeah, he and Baron Corbin, which we'll get to in a second here, are killing it in NXT. Obafemi came out, then Lexus King did. This just really led to a match this week.
Obafemi is so over. He's just so over. Ooh.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to be a big star in years to come.
Kiana James defeated Brinley Reese. Okay. Do you remember this match?
James, I think I do, yeah. Kiana James had that one in the bag.
Yeah, just a win for Kiana James, really. And you have brand new, this was a shock, but brand new NXT Tag Team Champions Bron Breakker, Baron Corbin did it. Good match. Like I say, Baron Corbin going back to NXT has really worked out well for him. First title in 6 years. Yeah, good match.
Yes, this was a really fun match. I'm liking the way. I think the Wolf Dogs has given a new lease of life into Baron Corbin. Like, he was struggling for a while in NXT, and then the formation with Bron Breakker just really did him the world of good. And now Bron Breakker is on the main roster now. So the question is, will Baron Corbin rejoin him? Because I hope they bring that tag team into SmackDown now, because they are good together.
Yeah, they are definitely.
Like, you can put that on to like you definitely look at that as a list of people like WWE, odd couples WWE have taken together and they've made a successful tag team out of them. The Wolf Dogs, RK Bro, Team Hell No, New Age Outlaws, etc. You just take you take two random teams and somehow you make a standing tag team.
And it wasn't that long ago Bron was getting booed out of the building, and now the fans love him.
Well, like, he can work. It kind of shows he can work. Like, he can work as a face, he can work as a comedy act, and he can work as a heel. He's a full package. He is someone that's going to carry the company in the future.
So, SmackDown. I forgot. Oh, Jesus Christ! This was SmackDown just gone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So NXT, okay, Dynamite. That's why I'm getting confused here. Dynamite.
Now, I didn't watch Dynamite now.
That's why I'm getting confused. I was like, ugh. You didn't watch Dynamite. Okay, we'll just quickly go through it. These are just purely the results then. Jon Moxley defeated Dax Harwood. Wardlow knocked off.
Right, look back at Dynamite after it's over.
Wardlow knocked Barrett Brown. Who's that?
No clue.
Neither am I. Adam Copeland taking on Daniel Garcia went to a no contest.
That's a match I want to see.
Top Flight lost to the Young Bucks. So that Young Bucks building momentum heading into next Sunday's Revolution. Willie Nightingale, she continues to rack up the wins, as this what happened was against Sky Blue. Fans seem to love Sky Blue, but AEW not so much.
It's because we know why they like Sky Blue, because they have the shots that the cameramen, they're bare balls to the cameraman to get that. The shots they get of her backside.
A lot of pervs watching wrestling then. And Orange Cassidy knocked off Matt Taven in a Texas death match.
Ooh, so that's a match I want to see. I heard that. I love a good Texas death match, so I'm going to look back on that Dynamite now. I want to look back on that Dynamite.
For me, again, it's based off results. Bronze. Just based off results, what would you rate it?
I'd say probably a gold or a silver, but like, I want to look at myself.
So now we'll go into last week's SmackDown, so we're picking up a bit here. Kevin Owens finds himself into the Elimination Chamber as he defeated Dominic. This was a good opening match. What was your thoughts?
Well, I could see Kevin Owens going in, but he got help from R-Truth and all that. And I think did R-Truth call him, say he was supposed to be on Raw? He thought he was Miz.
R-Truth should be in the Hall of Fame. In fact, give R-Truth everything. Super funny.
He is.
Tiffany Stratton got a big win. She's heading into the land down under. She's heading to Australia to be in the Elimination Chamber as she defeated Vega.
Tiffany Stratton has really just gotten a good push since she's gotten to the main roster.
Yes, again, cool that she's getting a push, but is that going to make me want
to watch the
Elimination Chamber? Not really.
Star in the making. She is a star. She is definitely going to
AOP. just completely squashed Javier Bernal and B. Morris from NXT. Ugh, this was all. This was what it was. It was a squash match. What did you think?
Squash match for AOP. But next week they get but this week they get the Street Profits.
Logan Paul competing on SmackDown. That was huge for me. He's in Elimination Chamber now. As he pinned The Miz.
That's his second win over The Miz. 2 wins over The Miz in his career.
His first ever TV match, his first ever match on SmackDown. I thought it was a good match. What did you think?
I will be giving my final thoughts on who I think will be in the top 4 coming into the men's chamber, but he'll be definitely one of them.
So now at Chamber, 2 things on the Grayson Waller effect. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins will be on it, and it will be Drew McIntyre versus Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens versus Bobby Lashley versus LA Knight versus Orton Elimination Chamber match. Naomi. Okay, first of all, what do you think of her new theme?
Yeah, it was great. I need to listen to it a couple of times before I can get into it, before I can get in.
Not as good as her amazing theme. I just thought.
No, it's a bit different. Okay, it's different from Amazing, but like every tune, it just takes a while to grow on you.
Yeah. She defeated Alba Fire, so she is now into Elimination Chamber. Again, cool. She's had a good return, but is Naomi making me, if I'm. Like I said, I'm going to watch Chamber whatever. I live and breathe wrestling. Chamber could be on at whatever time in the morning. I will get up and watch it. Wrestling's my life. But if it wasn't, is Naomi going to make me want to watch? Not really. Bron Breakker has now signed to SmackDown.
I hope Baron Corbin signs with him. Get the Wolf Pack. One thing, you're just going back to Naomi there. There's one thing about, I'd say I'll be watching for Naomi within the next few weeks leading into Mania, but we'll talk about that then when we get to Raw.
And to finish off SmackDown, your tribal chief Roman Reigns came out, but he was not the only one on SmackDown, because if you smell, here he comes. A heel look. So mixing Hollywood rock with vintage rock, you had his waistcoat, his vest, it's a vest, like his leather vest, but it was Versace rock. The Rock tried all he could to get the crowd to boo him, but they still cheered him because he's a Rock. And
he does a suit thing, like similar to a corporate Vince or anything like that, or do a suit and come out and give people crap.
You could have The Rock come out and crap in the ring.
There was a few things wrong.
Sorry, go on.
There was a few things wrong in his like one saying that Cody Rhodes bitches about another shot, and then he just gets it to him when actually he forgets that Cody won the Rumble to get it. Again, so there's kind of a mishap on the writing game.
Shouting out wrestling days, is The Rock doing that deliberately? So you go, ooh, and boo him, and you boo him even more, even though he's The Rock. And like I said, very quickly,
he's a good heel. No, he's a good heel. He's always been a good heel.
The Rock could come out, crap in the ring, and tell people he's going to kill them. He's not going to do. That's never going to happen. But he could, and they would still cheer him because he's The Rock. And we really get The Rock. So The Rock saying you're all trailer park trash and they slap the herpes off your face. They still cheered him. So it didn't work. But obviously the bigger story is The Rock did this rather than that. So is that a sign of him turning? Or is that him acknowledging 2 people?
I think I'm kind of thinking it'll be a sign that he turns. So like we just really have to wait and see.
Some people think it is. Some people think he was acknowledging 2 people, himself and Reigns, or himself and Solo. A lot of people are saying many things. So a good SmackDown. I'm going to give it a gold. What's your rating for it?
Yeah, I'll give it a gold. I missed the first hour, but I like what I saw in the second hour. I like the second one. There was no collision this week.
No collision. There was NBA that basketball, baseball? I don't watch any other sports. Wrestling's
NBA,
other sport, but you know what I mean.
basketball. NBA.
So there was no collision, but there was Rampage, which we'll quickly go through. Sammy Guevara defeated Jeff Hardy. I believe he broke Jeff Hardy's nose, did he?
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of heat. There was a lot of heat there coming out of that match. Like, and then Matt Hardy had come out. Like, is Jeff Hardy going to be putting people over on Rampage coming over? Because he put over Darby Allin, and now he's put over.
Poor Jeff Hardy. AEW really failed with him. Like, former world champion.
One thing he skipped out. There's one thing he skipped out of Dynamite. Well, like him getting arrested recently didn't help back in 2020 when they only after coming in after a few weeks getting arrested didn't help him.
But former world champion in WWE, and now he's on Rampage putting people over.
There's actually something. There was one thing you skipped out of Dynamite. You skipped the Young Bucks segment with Darby Allin.
That's because I don't know. That's because I only.
There was a segment. With
I only
Young
read
Bucks
the results, and if a promo, suppose I don't read what the promo is. I just read. For instance,
Darby
The Rock
got a
came
lot
out, did a promo. Reigns did a promo. What they said, I don't know. I watched SmackDown. This was on. Sorry.
Darby came out with the promo with the Young Bucks, and he mentioned how when he was homeless, like, man, all the other EVPs ignored him, and then one EVP started using his brain and took him in, and we all know, we saw what happened there. Like, he was making a reference to Cody Rhodes, and the crowd was chanting Cody. So, like, even in AEW, getting Cody over.
With the segments, like I'm saying, if it's AEW, Wrestler Ray, Darby Allin, MGF, whoever does a promo, this guy does a promo. I don't know what's said. I just read it as they did the promo. So if it's any relevance, I'll find out on social media anyway. In multi-person tag team action, Dustin Rhodes and the Von Erichs went over Romero Cruz, HITT, and Shin Bashi. Who?
Big honor for Dustin Rhodes. I need to see I hope you'll be seeing the Von Erichs' new movie next week.
Who's Romero Cruz, HITT, and Shin Bashi?
Not too familiar with them.
Neither am I. Queen Amanita got a win, and she defeated Anna Jay.
That's a big first win for her. She hasn't won. She's had matches with some of the bigger stars of AEW's Women's Division, but that's probably her first win on the brand, unless I'm missing a few.
Yeah, I think that's her first win. And to finish out, Rampage, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang defeated and beat Dark Order, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Satnam Singh.
Why aren't they not going after the Undisputed Kingdom? I mean, those two groups were the first three that were jumped by the Undisputed Kingdom. So why aren't they going after them?
Because he's AW and Tony Khan doesn't know how to book. I don't know. But based off results, I'll say a silver, and that's being generous.
I'd say a match just to see that incident.
Only 2 matches on Level Up, so I'll make this quick. Brooks defeated a newcomer, Javon Evans. Okay, apparently Javon Evans, again, shouting out Wrestling Days many times. Apparently Javon Evans.
Javon Evans, yes. He's a new signing he was a new signing. He was coming up from the Independents.
Apparently he's one to kind of look at and be on the lookout for.
Yeah, they seem to be they're quite impressed with him now.
And Izzy Dame knocked off Gigi Dolan, which is great for Izzy, but Gigi, damn, is she being pushed back? So just for that, I'll say a silver. Ugh. On Raw, so we're actually catching up. We're into this week now. So for Raw, Drew McIntyre defeated, built momentum heading into this Saturday's Elimination Chamber as he beat Cody Rhodes.
It was a banging match. But the match itself was an absolute banger. And then we had that little segment with Solo and Jay.
Yeah, you had the bloodline costing Cody the match. Now, is that going to come out that Reigns sent them or The Rock sent them?
They both sent them. They both sent
That's going to be interesting to see who sent, because The Rock said on SmackDown he need to do everything he can for Cody Rhodes to lose. So who sent Jimmy and Solo? Yeah. Battle Royal. Raquel Rodriguez returned and she won the Battle Royal. Many people were thinking Jade Cargill. Obviously, it wasn't.
Yeah, but obviously she's not ready for that yet, so she's still getting development. Like, plus you don't when she's going into that chamber, like we first in her debut, in her actual debut match, like she's just after coming off and making it into the top 3. Like, why have her lose her first match? Give her time and get her ready to say after Mania, because now there was a plan originally to have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, but that looks like that's been scrapped.
So, at Elimination Chamber, I'll just very quickly run through the women's match. It's going to be Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan versus Bianca Belair versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Naomi versus Trish Stratton. Cool. Michael Cole did it.
Say, more faces in this match than there would have had Chelsea Green win that match.
Yeah, well, I think we all know who's winning, so it doesn't matter who won the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Michael Cole did an interview on the Tron with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley. This is just to hype up their match. Really, nothing was said, I don't think. I didn't even listen, but go on. What was your thoughts?
Rhea and Nia now. I say, like, a fight. It should be a fight.
Multi-person tag team action. This was a good match. You had the Judgment Day beating R-Truth.
Yeah, this was one.
The Miz, and is it DX or is it DIY? Yeah, DIY.
You can call them DIYX. DIYX.
Yes, that's their new name, DIYX. This was a good match. What was your thoughts?
Well, yeah, the Judgment Day. Priest and Finn going into Elimination Chamber. They need the momentum there. It keeps the awesome Truth story.
Yeah, if you have Awesome Truth beating, well, we won't do spoilers here yet, but okay, we will. Beating Judgment Day, cool for R-Truth, but is that a Mania match? Not really. Anyway, moving on.
I think it's going to be, because the crowd is just going to be. I think it will be a Mania match because the crowd will be so for R-Truth. The Philadelphia crowd will be so for R-Truth.
But is that Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth at WrestleMania? So I wouldn't even put that on Raw. Well, Raw maybe.
Then if you didn't have Awesome Truth, you'd have to give another shot to DIY.
A segment that a lot of people hated. This did nothing for anybody. It hyped up the Women's Elimination Chamber. That was it. Becky Lynch came out. Liv Morgan did. Raquel Rodriguez did. Naomi did. Trish Stratton did. Bianca Belair did. Finally, Nia Jax did. Clear the ring.
I think the highlight Morgan, because this is more about Liv Morgan now. Like, I'm saying, like, this is more for her because she needs to get to Rhea Ripley. Will she get to her for WrestleMania? I don't know, probably not. But I enjoyed just really how Liv Morgan just spoke out of passion to Becky Lynch and how she needs to get to Rhea Ripley. And mentioned
a lot of people were 50-50. Some people really enjoyed this. Some people just hated this. It went too long, and it's like, ugh. You know who's winning at Chamber, so what's the point of this? Chad Gable defeated Ivar. So Ivar's taking another loss. He lost to LA Knight last Raw, and then Chad Gable this time.
Ivar got the win over Chad Gable leading into the Royal Rumble. Back to pushing Chad Gable because I think I could see it coming down to either Gunter, either Chad Gable, or even Sheamus, because Sheamus looks set to come back closer to Mania. So we could either see Chad Gable or Sheamus against Gunther or triple threat.
Rumours are Sheamus is on his way to AEW, but how true is that? Depends who you ask. And anyway, moving on to the main.
Triple H will do what he can to keep him because he signed Sheamus in 2009, and then he will do whatever he can to keep him.
And if he went to AEW, he'd be like everybody else, 2-week push, and that's it.
Speaking of ex-WWE guys that went to AEW, that'd be Andrade, who's now back there. He's now using the Andrade.
Oh yeah, what's happened to him? We haven't seen him on Raw.
What's happened? They're building him up. He's now, but the good thing is they're building him up because he's been able to spend some time with Charlotte Flair, his wife. And the good news is about that he's actually gone by Andrade El Idolo.
Cool, which is what is really. I won't see him in a match.
No, I'm happy. He will. I say we won't see him until after WrestleMania, so that's going to be worth the wait. Like, I'm glad that he's using the Andrade El Idolo name, so it kind of makes me wonder if guys like Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews were to leave AEW, could they still go by their name? That would be actually a good thing.
And in your main event on Raw, super over is Jay. Just wow, the whole crowd just doing that. It's an easy pause to do, but the whole crowd. Good match. Rumours Jay was meant to win. Apparently, that was all false. Gunther retained. Yeah, good match.
It was a brilliant match. No, there were some really good matches on this Raw. One thing I liked about Raw, there was a real sports feel to it now. There was a real sports feel. Yeah, everyone says wrestling's not a sport, but let them make it look like a sport. Give them something different, and people will get by. Like, I really enjoyed the sports feel. And then there was the whole thing with the UFC guys in there as well.
But as a fan, if I'm sat at home, do I care if they showed a bull rider in the crowd? I don't care who's in the crowd. Why do I care? As a viewer at home, I don't care if The Rock. Well, if The Rock was in the crowd, it's The Rock. But I don't care that some guy challenged Conor McGregor. I don't care there's a bull rider in the crowd. I don't care.
It's obviously that Endeavor wants to get more people watching UFC and bull riding, so they'll turn to wrestling fans who could have who might take an interest. Like, bull riding is a physical, dangerous sport.
I don't care. I just thought this was wasting time. Who cares? I don't care who's in the crowd. The crowds are. I do like the camera angles they tried, and the new look they've got like on the LED board is black, so much easier to look at. That's good. Raw's improved.
Yeah, I like
that. Still improve more. But unfortunately, my rating for Raw bronze. I thought it was a Raw good matches, but so what's your rating?
I'm going to say gold. I loved Cody and Drew. I loved Jay and I liked the four-man tag match. The Battle Royal was fun. I was surprised for Raquel Rodriguez to come back. I liked that there is a sports feel to it. The crowd as well. I'm actually trying to find what the rating was for this week because I was able to get SmackDown got over 2 million in the ratings, and yeah, you could account to The Rock and Roman Reigns there, but it was a good show as well. There's no report on what the rating for this week's Raw was, whether it was up or down.
I should imagine he won't beat Raw. You have The Rock, Reigns, Logan Paul. He has a stacked SmackDown, Bron Breakker.
That was nothing.
But finishing up here to a very good stacked NXT. So Obafemi very quickly defeating Lexus King to retain his North American Championship.
Yeah, he is. As I said, Obafemi is a star.
Oh dear. Oh yes. Right. Baron Corbin and Bron Breakker came out. Chase, you came out. Axiom and Nathan Fraser did, and then a good pop for Ava. Yeah, she came out. This was all good. What did you think about this?
Yeah, no, yeah, it was fine. And then the match that came after it delivered.
Roxanne Perez, I do like the new attitude, a new version, I suppose you could say, of Roxanne. She tapped out Ren Sinclair.
Yeah, I like the new attitude as well. I'm glad she's done it sooner rather later, because like you remember when Bayley hug her, and then after she lost in character, and then she finally shed away that hugger character and became what she knew with one of the longest reigns damage control. Basically, it's a case of a young girl evolving into a woman.
Josh Briggs defeated his former tag team partner Brooks Jensen. This was a good match, hard hitting. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, he is definitely going. Yeah, he's definitely going to be like. He's definitely got a bit of JBL in him now since he's broken away from the team. He's broken away. He's definitely got a JBL in him.
JC Jane got a win against. God, who did she beat? Kalani Jordan? No, it wasn't Kalani. Who did JC Jane beat?
I forget her name. But I have to say, I wasn't thinking about her name. I was only just thinking JC Jane in leather. Damn, because she was wearing the leather.
Who did she beat? This was only last night. Jesus Christ, why can't I remember?
Did you not just? Why did you not write it down?
Ariana Grace. You beat Ariana Grace.
Yes, that's right. Like I forgot that. Like I'm just thinking about that match and just JC Jane in leather. Damn, she was fine.
So I like the new, not a new version, but this is really reignited JC Jane's career being in Chase U. Yeah, cool. Ridge Holland.
Between her and Tia Hale.
So Ridge Holland had a sit-down interview. Not really much to say here, but I like the continued usage. At least if it's not a push, it's a usage he gets week in, week out. Just like Baron Corbin, just like Dijak, hopefully he kills it on NXT.
Yeah. Will he get some friends though out of it, and just not injure anyone?
Hopefully. Chase U knocked off Axiom and Nathan Fraser. That was a good match. They're going to go on to get a tag team title shot, I presume, at Roadblock.
But it's what happened after that was the talk.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. What did you think of the match?
Yeah, I thought it was good. Like I'm liking the tag team division now at the moment in NXT. It was right to get Chase U back on the win.
The OC, the club, call them what you like, Gallows and Anderson. They're on NXT.
So now they're going to be working SmackDown and NXT now because like we're seeing the seeds planted for AJ Styles versus Carl Anderson. I wonder now will Misha
again, hopefully they kill it on NXT.
Here's one thing though. There's one thing though, like you've seen the promos that have come on NXT lately now about the treat face the person.
That's Bo Dallas. It's meant to be Bo Dallas' new character, Uncle Howdy. That's what the people have said it is.
I've heard that as well, but there's another theory that could be like, you know the way now that Gallows and Anderson are NXT?
Yeah.
What if the other person is Tama Tonga?
People have said that also, but
yeah, that he's departed New Japan and is looking to move to Florida to be close to family. So no, a bit of a miniature Bullet Club, one more bit of Bullet Club on NXT now. So
could be him. I don't think it's Okada. Okada is going to AEW. But yeah, could be him. Could be Bo Dallas. It could be.
That's a big win
again,
for WWE.
Shouting out Wrestling Daisy. Wrestling Day said, "What if it's Apollo Crews?" You never know with WWE. It could be. What's he called? Gable Stevenson. You don't know who it is. Just imagine. Is it Okada? Is it Bo Dallas? No, it's Apollo Crews. Lash Legend defeated Kalani Jordan. Also, this was the last time we see Lash
Legend.
Then she
got a reward.
But let's discuss this match. Good win for Lash.
Then she got a reward out of it. That's what I'll just say there.
It was Shotzi taking on Lara Valkyria, but Shotzi injured herself. It's now come out she's torn her ACL. And I looked back at how she did it, and it was just like jumping down from the ring apron. So damn.
Kevin Nash and the Torn Quad company.
So then Lara's kind of left scrambling here. Ava came out and said, whoever comes out comes out now gets a title shot. And who came out? Lash Legend. So just for her to get the title shot, cool. Lara retains.
Yeah, well, like I don't think they would have dropped the title that quickly now. They should see Lyra versus Jade Cargill coming up.
So for NXT, definitely a gold. I really enjoyed NXT. I thought it was a lot of people getting pushed.
I'm gonna say silver. Yeah, there were some good matches to it now, but like the last few matches leading up to it were the better matches than the earlier ones.
Some good matches, lots of people getting pushed. The OC club, call them what you like, they're in NXT. Yeah, Bron Breakker and Baron Corbin are killing it. So yeah, very good NXT, I thought.
Yeah.
So
I enjoyed it.
So as I take a toilet break and get another drink, I'll play this. So I'll take a good look at this. So yes, all my socials right there. And me, follow me, like, subscribe, do all of that. Get the this share voice out there. Get your voice out there, should I say? But more than like and subscribe. Next segment here will be so WWE pay-per-view preview. So you have to wait for my predictions. Tune in on Saturday to listen to my predictions. But we'll get Ian's predictions here, and we'll preview Elimination Chamber a little bit. I'll give my thoughts of the wonderful card. Wonderful isn't the word I'd use. But so we'll start with Judgment Day taking on Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think all matches will be good, and it is good for Tyler and Pete Dunne. But again, is any of this going to make me want to stay up till 5 a.m. or get up at 10 a.m. to watch a predictable pay-per-view I can watch later on?
Well,
none of this
first
is
off,
doing
remember.
That. But
okay, first off, just remember when you're running a podcast, you have to get up and cover it to give your opinion.
I will myself. I will. I live and breathe wrestling. Elimination Chamber can be on at any time. I can watch. If I'm a casual fan that isn't too fussed, and I can watch it later on. That's what I'm doing. For instance, AEW. If this was AEW, this was Revolution, and it was on at 5 a.m. here, would I get up to watch it? Hell no. Would I watch it the next day? Yes. So. But I get up to watch AEW and it's not that good, and it's a card. Apart from Sting, what else is? It's not exactly star-studded must see a Revolution card. It's a pretty card. So would I personally get up to watch it? No. But let's discuss this tag team. So are you going for the Judgment Day to retain, or Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne to take the titles?
Judgment Day to retain, but I think this will be a banging match. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate have been great together as a team. From the two matches were pretty deadly to the banging match recently with DIY. This should be a definitely fun match, but no, I'm going with Judgment Day to retain. They won't have it. They won't have them lose close to WrestleMania, because more likely it's going to be Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth at WrestleMania. I think it's going to be Devin Awesome Truth. That's when it'll end.
Like I've said, Awesome Truth Judgment Day, that'll be a good match, and it's a good moment for our Truth. Well, that doesn't say WrestleMania to me.
Like R-Truth doesn't have many WrestleMania moments. Like, you know, like, yeah, he's won the 24/7 title a few times, but that's not winning. That match will be bigger than winning any 24/7 title at WrestleMania.
Correct.
But no, like,
but Awesome Truth versus Judgment Day doesn't say WrestleMania 40. It says that on Raw.
I know, but like, yeah, but like, you could have it on. You could do that on Raw as well, and like, just the crowd either way, no matter where it is, will be into R-Truth. So you're going to have people chanting R-Truth. So let him have his WrestleMania moment. I mean, like, the man is a national treasure. So, and you never know, he's not going to be around to do it forever. So yeah, I'm going to say Judgment Day wins at this.
In the Elimination Chambers, you've got Naomi, Liv Morgan, Tisha Stratton. So it's cool that they're all in it. That's cool. But again, so far, nobody's making me. Not me personally. Me personally will get to watch wrestling anytime of the day. If I was a casual fan, none of these so far are making me watch. Taking on Raquel Rodriguez, taking on Becky Lynch, taking on Jesus Christ, what have I forgot? Who's the other person?
Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, the final four will be Becky, Liv, Bianca Belair, and Tiffany Stratton. You then use this to set up Bianca versus Tiffany at WrestleMania, and then it comes down to Becky and Liv, because they both have a game in wanting to get a match with Raquel Rodriguez, Maria Ripley. Sorry, but no, I'm sorry, Liv. You'll have to wait. It's going to be Becky's time. They're not going to do a triple threat.
And Becky versus Rhea again. Doesn't say WrestleMania to me.
I think after what they did the press conference, I'm looking forward to that one. Because like, you have Rhea going up against another woman who's one of the first three women to main event WrestleMania. If Ronda Rousey was still here and you had Rhea versus Ronda and beating all those women 3 in a row, that's a big at WrestleMania. That's something for Rhea. But if she beats 2 of the 4 horsewomen and WrestleMania women's main eventers, 2 not back to back, then she is made as a star. Like, she is a star. Like, for the women's division now, but like, Rhea is a star. So
Becky versus Rhea would be good. I think you have Rhea win, because it's almost 2 years in May. She's been unpinned. A star in WWE outside of WWE.
But like, you could have the fan base as well. You could have the fan base.
Outside the bubble, outside of wrestling, Rhea Ripley, who?
But then again, you have to also ask, like, is it the fan base that watched her in the Indies when she competed in the Indies in Australia coming down to see her? So going there to competing for WWE in a big stadium in Australia, that is something for there. That's anything that's possible.
Yeah,
cool. I wonder if they're going to.
She's not a worldwide megastar. She's. Again, I've said this before. I'll say it again. If you went down any street in any part of the world and said, name me a wrestler, they ain't going Rhea Ripley. They're going The Rock, Hogan, Austin, whoever.
But like, remember what our friend said a while back, because they were the stars of their generation, so they're going to say that. Like, that'd be like me going up to your mum and say, name a band, and she'll probably say the Beatles or the Rolling Stones. You're not going to expect her to say. You're not
okay, then.
To say Coldplay.
Speaking of my mum, I would say to my mum, if I say to my mum, do you know who Seth Rollins is? Because I speak about nothing but wrestling, she would automatically think that's going to be a wrestler. But she'd also look at me and think, who?
Yeah, that'd be the same.
He's a nobody. He's a nobody.
Yeah, but hang on.
Outside
Yeah,
of the
but hang
wrestling
on.
world, Seth Rollins
Here's the
is
thing as well.
zero.
You have to remember, like, that's probably like that's her generation. Her generation's not going to watch wrestling now in that day. That's your generation.
Watch wrestling anyway, but
like, what happens if we start getting older and we don't watch wrestling and they ask us for a certain wrestler and we come back and say Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns? That was our generation. And
not
compared
stars. Outside of the wrestling bubble, outside of the wrestling world, Logan Paul, maybe Reigns. After that, you're failing. Outside the wrestling bubble, outside the niche audience, to a casual, to somebody that's never watched. Well, everybody knows what wrestling is, but someone that's never watched ever. Usually say name your wrestler. Again, you're gonna say The Rock because he's a megastar. Playing elimination chat. I think these two McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton versus Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens. Cool that Logan's in it. Cool that Owens is in it. Cool that Orton's in it. He's been a nice push since he's returned. But again, what is making me watch? Nothing.
There's no simple way to say this. Drew McIntyre is winning. Hands down, Drew McIntyre is winning. The way he's been built, the way he's winning it all together. Like, when it comes down to it, the final four will be Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Logan Paul, LA Knight. Use that then to sell up LA Knight versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania. What you do with Randy then, that's a different story. But no, Drew's winning. He's on fire. I think he's going to win on SmackDown on Friday against LA Knight and then win the Chamber. He's on fire.
Maybe this is the final match. Maybe we'll do something during the press conference, which we'll talk about in a second. Surely counts before matches. Anyway, unless it's just a payday to WWE and they don't care about people watching, maybe it's just that. Anyway, Rhea Ripley will take on Nia Jax for the Women's World Title. Again, Nia's had a good push going into this. But yeah, well, I think we both know who's winning.
You have to have the hometown girl. You have to have the hometown girl winning. You have to have Rhea winning. The one thing I wonder is,
both apparently from Australia. Nia Jax won in Australia apparently, so either could win here. Both are Australian. One thing about it though is I didn't know that Nia Jax is Australian, but they're both Australian, but no, Rhea's winning. She's not going to, like Gunther, she's not going to drop the belt before WrestleMania. Like Gunther, like Judgment Day, they're not going to drop titles before WrestleMania. Or Logan Paul, they're not going to drop titles right before WrestleMania because they'll want them going in as champions. I wonder if Rhea and Nia are going to do something similar to Hogan and Andre, with Rhea body slamming Nia. She hasn't been able to lift her up. And surely it can't just be they do during the press conference, but they've got Grayson Waller effect, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. So during the press conference, press event that's on at 4 a.m. Oh Jesus Christ! Surely the Rock, if the Rock's going to be there, would you have him on the poster thing promoting it to making people want to stay up till 4 a.m. to watch it? But do they announce the Rock's going to be at Chamber? Cody and Seth then say, right, we're plunging Rock and Reigns at Mania. The Rock's there in some capacity, be it there live or on the Tron, and he says, okay, Rollins, you defend the title now, and he faces Drew on Saturday rather than the Mania. Can you see that happen?
See Rock and Roman doing a live video screen from Florida into Australia, and that could set up Cody and Rollins versus Rock and Roman. And then you could have Cody, you could have that main event night one, and then Drew and Rollins open up night two.
Do you not see Drew getting the title shot on Saturday?
If they do it now, here's the thing though, like, would you have to do a switch around, say, have the tag match open up, and then give Rollins and Drew the main event, and either Drew wins or Damian Priest cashes in?
No. You do the match on Saturday at Chamber. That's your main event.
Oh, you mean you both?
Rollins Drew at the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, like, If it was up to me for the main event for night one, I'd pick between Rollins and Drew. No, only say if the tag match isn't added to it. For me, the main event of night one would either be Rollins and Drew.
Rollins and Drew is happening on Saturday. That's my question. Does The Rock say, okay, you've got the tag match, but he adds it to Saturday?
I'm answering it now, but just let me talk. If it is to main event, it would be one of my choices to main event night one. If it didn't main event night one, I'd either give it to Bayley or Io or Becky and Rhea. But I'd say I could see Rollins and Drew main event night one.
So it won't be added on Saturday at Elimination Chamber?
I think they could. You think Seth versus Drew will be added to Saturday's Elimination Chamber?
There we go. And The Rock, somehow he's there live. If he could be there live, Drew wins and The Rock raises Drew's hand. He wants Drew to be over, Howard Moore to be over than The Rock. But The Rock is there on Tron or there in person and he says, Rollins, you defend the title now. No? You don't see that happening?
Okay. So say if it was to happen and Drew won, who do you give Drew's championship match to? Do you give it to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania?
Okay, not doing that. Okay, we'll go right here. We'll have Drew, Rollins open. The Rock's at opening night one. Definitely not. He's The Rock. Drew wins. So Drew's going over at Mania. In the tag team match, Rollins is tired and he needs Cody, but Cody's going to be taken out back at ringside by the bloodline. He's going to reach for that tag, turn around, speared. Reigns pins him because you're not going to have The Rock lose. You're not going to have Cody lose. And you're not going to have Reigns lose. So it's Rollins being pinned. Night two, they're going to have Reigns Cody. Out come all these guys. The Rock's going to come out. Jimmy's going to come out. Soul's going to come out. Jay is going to try and even the odds. But who's going to come and try and save the day? Seth Rollins. And down to the finest detail, you can have Seth Rollins on the ring apron saying, right, and he's going to kind of get rid of Solo, get rid of Jimmy. I don't know what he's going to do with The Rock, but get rid of The Rock maybe. And you think, this is it. Cody's winning. This is Cody's time. He's going to finish the story. Low blow from Seth, spear, Reigns wins. And why did Seth do that? Because where was Cody when he needed him in that tag team match? He wasn't. He lost the world title because of Cody. He made Cody second best. He was Reigns. And now Seth is all fine with this. Why would he be fine with it? So Seth is going to turn on Cody night two. Reigns is winning. And then the story will be, no one's champion now. I lost the world title. You lost to Reigns. I've told you weren't going to beat Reigns. And that can be the story. And then if Seth can then take time off, if he's actually injured, there you go. I see Seth turning on Cody night two. You think he's going to be there to save the day? Low blow, spear, 1, 2, 3.
But what do you do for Cody then if Seth's taking time off? Because, yeah, he's injured and he has to sort out his contract.
If that's a real injury, then, I don't know what you do with Cody. But...
yeah, you see, that's the thing. You have to have a plan for Seth. I mean, more likely Seth will take time off after WrestleMania to heal up. And plus, his contract is expiring. And he wants a shorter time with WWE, a shorter schedule in WWE to spend time with his children. So I'd say he will get that for all the work he's done. So that could happen. Or say if you have Cody say if you have Seth versus Drew open up, you either have Drew win or you have Damian Priest cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase. Or
either way, Rollins is losing.
Or it could open night. But hang on, it could open night two as well. It could open up night two because I'd say the tag title match would be on night one. You have to have Damian Priest lose the tag titles first before he cashes in Money in the Bank, because I don't think he'll hold 2 titles by then. So then you have that happen later in the match. And then you have Cody versus Rock versus Seth. And say, like, what if the other members of the Bloodline are not around? Like, Jimmy will be busy with Jay. Whether Solo plays a part is a different story. and you have either Cody or Seth pin The Rock, gives Cody momentum going in to his match with Roman at night 2, and then you have Cody versus Roman, and then you have guys like Seth, Jimmy, and Sammy come out,
turning,
and it'd be kind of like.
Oh, this is all leading to Rollins' heel turn. Like I said, you have him lose the title night 1. He's lost the title. He's lost that tag team match because of Cody. Where was Cody when he needed him? He was taken out by the Bloodline.
But here's the thing, like,
what's going to get involved because The Rock said he's going to do everything he can to make Cody lose. So they're going to take out Cody. Seth is going to reach for that tag. Oh, Cody's not there. Turns around, speared. He gets pinned. The Rock isn't taking a loss.
If you turn Seth heel, though, you have to get rid of the music, and that music has gotten him really over. The fans are cheering for it. That's the problem there, and Seth has done well with that music.
He was getting cheered. They were singing along when he was heel. He was heel against Matt Riddle. So it's the fans putting themselves over. They'll sing along to anything. You give them a nice little song to sing along to, they will do. But yeah, I see Rollins turning on Cody, and you all think, oh, Rollins is here to save the day. This is it. Cody's winning. Low blow, speared. 1, 2, 3. And the guy that's going to go on to beat, he's on SmackDown now. So this would, I said, I would have gone to Raw, beats Gunther at Mania, takes the title to SmackDown in the draft, loses it. Maybe, yeah.
Breaker's
money in the bank, and then who's Braun gonna hand the money in the bank to Braun? Paul Heyman. After Reigns has surpassed Reigns in September, Braun comes out, cashes in, and Heyman can say, "I've thought about this all along."
You mean Hogan?
But Reigns will surpass Hogan's record in September. You have Braun cashing on Reigns. Could maybe still do that.
It's too soon for Braun at the moment. I think with Braun, you want to bring in Baron Corbin as well, so I want to keep them as a team together because they are fun together. Like, still time for Braun to be champion, but I think no, it shouldn't come at the cost of Reigns. I think it needs to still be Cody that ends
Yeah, Braun's young. Braun's like 25.
Braun's young as well.
Cody's the same age as Reigns. So we have Braun beat Reigns.
No harm. Age is just a number at the end of the day.
It is, but he's the same age as Reigns. He's not exactly the future of the company. Braun definitely is. Braun's got the next 10, 20 years in WWE.
And Cody can have some of that as well.
I see a heel turn for Rollins, and Rollins is going to say, "You should have chosen me. You chose me. You looked at me as second best." And that's what's going to turn him. And then he takes time off, and I don't know what you do with Cody, but
then again, yeah, he wouldn't be able to get the time off if he took Cody, because he'd have to work with Cody then for a bit. And then what do you do with Cody then? Like, does he have to wait another year to get another match with Reigns and win another Royal Rumble?
No.
No, I don't. I think he needs to let him.
Why would he have to wait? Why would Seth Rollins have to take time off? CM Punk took time off, and they've set up Drew versus Punk at some point.
But CM Punk's body is more broken than Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is more active.
Right.
Like, the question is, then, what do you do with Cody between now and then? Who do you have work with Cody?
Rollins versus Cody at SummerSlam, maybe.
But who do you give Cody between now and SummerSlam? That's the thing. Like, that's where the booking is going wrong, because if you have Rollins gone and you have Reigns gone, who do you give Cody? And Brock Lesnar's not there anymore. At least they had Brock Lesnar back last year, so you have to think of someone else to face Cody.
No idea. But I just see Rollins turning heel, and it's going to be, you treated me as second best. Because why is Rollins okay with it? Cody's treated Rollins as second best, and now he wants to be in his corner.
There's a scary thought to think that.
But we'll do our final segment here, which is this. So news and headlines, not much to talk about. Talk about a little bit more about Shotzi though. So she's out for 9 months, ACL injury. Yeah, your thoughts on that?
She can't catch a break, that poor girl. Like, she was getting, like, ever since Triple H took over Creative, like, she was getting really well used. Like, she got in the War Games match. She was in the last few of the Royal Rumble, and now this comes up. Like, she hasn't won gold in a while since NXT.
Yeah. I don't. She's never been champion, Shotzi, has she? Or did she win in NXT?
She won the NXT tag titles with Ember Moon, who's a Tina, of course. With a Tina, who was Ember Moon at the time.
Did she? I don't remember that.
Yeah, she won it from Dakota Kai.
Okay, oh yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah, that was after the first Dusty Rhodes women's tag tournament.
The women's tag titles are very forgettable. I suppose the next piece of news: The Rock's heel turn. What's your? Well, it's not news, but let's just quickly discuss it. What's your thoughts of it? Do you like the look he was rocking on SmackDown?
Yes, I do like the look he was rocking on SmackDown now. Yes, I'm kind of hoping now, if he's taken a lot of inspiration from Hollywood rock, corporate rock, and even a bit of Corporation Vince, then why doesn't he wear a suit every now and again?
Because he wants to show off his big muscles.
Like the Rock would wear a suit or anything like that, and he'd still look good. And he could wear a sleeveless shirt for his muscles as well, and he'd still look good.
Maybe you will. Maybe WWE are listening and we're giving him ideas. And you wanted to talk about the Ashley stuff, so we'll kind of segue into that by saying Stephanie McMahon named in the Vince cover-up allegations. That's not good. It means Triple H knows about it as well. So your thoughts on that?
That has been not. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. But a new development has come out during the day. A new development came out now that I brought up into your attention. I'm just going to read this out here for a second because a new development came out. I'm going to get it for you right here now. Oh, here it is. Okay, this was a statement made by Alexa Mazzaro, the daughter of Ashley Mazzaro. I'll just read this out here. Finally gained the courage to sort. Sorry?
Nothing.
What'd you say to me? You're saying?
I started a sentence and then forgot.
Okay. Right. Yeah. That kind of makes it look bad for Stephanie. That would make it look bad for Stephanie McMahon. How it affect Triple H, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get sacked from his position because since the whole thing's come out, he's changed his name back to Paul Levesque. At the time all this stuff was going on, he was not on the board. He was working as a wrestler. And recently, a new statement has come out from... Well, he's not on the board. No, he was on the board, but he was taken off. He's working creative, which is better for him. So a new statement has come out that... No, he was never on the board. Well, he doesn't really need... Well, he was on the board that voted Vince out in 2022, so... But he's now not on the board.
He's on the board of TKO that runs WWE.
Yeah, that's true, but he's better on creative than on the board because if he was working both jobs, that affects his health badly with his history apart from. So we don't want that.
If I got a choice, I'd rather be on the board running rather than not really having much of a say.
But you probably would get sick of board. But you probably want excitement in your job as well, and that's where creative comes in. But just going back to what I said, yeah, that statement did come out. But earlier today, the money is good in your department. Earlier today, a statement came up from Alexa Mazzaro, the daughter of Ashley Mazzaro. Finally gained the courage to search my mom's name and see her ex-best friend, the woman who has harassed me and my grandma since her passing and has messaged family members awfully, meaning things pretending to be me, etc., as the voice chosen to represent this. God help me. Cara Pippen wasn't even a friend of my mother's. When she passed, she was an ex-best friend. who since her passing has just spam messaged me unsettling, delirious messages and has fabricated bizarre messages, etc., etc. Now, when you see a statement like that, you see that someone is either looking for attention or looking to get money from the McMahons to gain their own benefit.
We'll discuss.
When you see a family like the McMahons in a situation like this, and knowing the millions of dollars they're worth, you're going to see people like that try to take advantage of a situation to get money out of it.
I'll give my thoughts on that in a second, but going back to the Stephanie Blake, definitely knew he's married to Stephanie, and he was working in the office, still works in the office. So this could mean.
But you have to remember as well that
you have to remember he's out at some point.
You have to remember as well that the Ashley Mazzaro incident happened back in 2006, and yet Stephanie had only joined the board at the time, and Triple H was still an active wrestler. Another thing is, like I said, that statement from Alexis.
The Ashley stuff is apparently one very bad situation, but one situation apparently out of many. Jesus Christ. Paul Roma, that met at Love Wrestling last year, but Paul Roma's come out and he said he knows something about Vince. So everybody's coming out and saying stuff. So this Ashley stuff is horrendous. Apparently she got raped on a tour of Iraq, going to tribute to the troops. And they covered that up. So that's horrendous. But that's one story out of about a million that Stephanie definitely knew about. Triple H probably knew about as well. They're married. And like I said, he works in the office. So could this mean that Triple H is gone eventually?
No, I don't think so, because for one, as I said, that news story from Alexa Mazzaro kind of helps turn the tide a bit. Oh, hang on, I just want to read something out here. Sorry. Hi to Harry Bain. I was about to say Harry Byrne there. Hello, Harry Bain.
Yes. I'm glad you didn't even read that. Harry Bain in the predictions group, and let us know who are you meeting at Love Wrestling. I know you'll be meeting Dolph Ziggler, John Morrison. Who else? Who else are you meeting? I know you're going to stay for my cosplay competition to see me.
So if the statement from Alexa Mazzaro is true, then Stephanie and Triple H have nothing to worry about, because they wanted to vote Vince out. The same with Nick Khan. They wanted to vote Vince out after everything that happened in 2022. And plus, like, Triple H is also very essential, not just creative, but he's also a good he can be a good mentor for the new talent coming in. He's also done a good with the creative as well. He's also done a good job in selling out venues and house shows for Raw and SmackDown. I mean, SmackDown did about 2 million in the ratings this week, and you can attribute to the appearance of The Rock and Roman Reigns, but Triple H was involved in the creative part. He was involved in the creative segment for The Rock's promo.
So Dolph Ziggler, Morrison, John Morrison, Tay Valkyrie, Lita. Is that it? Okay then. I'm meeting quite a few. Again, it's costing me hundreds of pounds.
Not a bad list.
It's costing me hundreds of pounds again. Lita's got to meet.
Not a bad list.
I met her at the first one. John Morrison's good. I met him at PCW, Preston City Wrestling.
That's not a bad list.
And he's met Dolph before. He's got a tattoo of Dolph Ziggler. We've got a few tattoos. Dolph Ziggler one.
That's a very good list.
All the Ashley stuff I knew about, because again, 10,000 shout out for him. Wrestling Days covers all of this, and he covered that on his Unseen video. So yeah, it could just be somebody that's trying to gain attention, trying to make a bit of money.
See the McMahons in a situation like this, people trying to exploit them for money.
But apparently Paul Roma, like I said, has come out and said something that's just as horrific, just as horrendous as the Janelle Grant stuff. So, damn, what's your thoughts on that?
We just have to wait and see what it is if they come out with it, because there could be people that saying they have gossip like this and they have nothing.
True, but Paul Rummer did work for the company, so. And if WWE are trying to clear up, or The Rock is trying to clear up anything to do with Vince, Triple H's job could be in jeopardy.
Well, it's not really The Rock that's trying to do the clearing up. It's Ari Emanuel who's doing the clear up. Well, I don't think Triple H will lose his job out of it. For one, I think he gets on well with Ari Emanuel too. He's not using the Triple H name anymore. He's using his real name, Paul Levesque. 3, he's the creative. He's been doing good on creative. I mean, both Raw and SmackDown are selling out both house shows and live shows, and they're doing well. Like Racing SmackDown, like I said, yeah, you can contribute to The Rock, Roman, Logan Paul all being there, get 2 million, but like the shows are good. And like Triple H was involved in the creative for The Rock's promo with Rock, with Roman Reigns, with Paul Heyman, and what's this chap's name? The Rock brought him back. He was creative on Young Rock. What's his name?
Brian Gerwitz. Sorry,
Brian Gerwitz. Yeah, Brian Gerwitz. Yeah,
the promo was unscripted. Apparently, that was unscripted.
Yeah, The Rock was unscripted. So they all worked on it together. So you can't kick Triple H out. He is like a job like that in creative is not something anybody can apply on Indeed. It takes a certain amount of skill, and plus you need Triple H to be a mentor to the up and coming talents as well, especially those in developmental. You need someone to be a mentor, and Triple H is your guy. Because who else is going to do it?
I'm just saying it kind of for clicks and views.
Yeah,
click this, Harry, click this and stick this onto TikTok. This is a bit that I want people to watch and listen to. But for Triple H, I'm just saying his job could be in jeopardy. Probably not. He does do a really good job on creative, and he has made SmackDown must see. Raw, like I said, could improve. Raw's improved a hell of a lot since Vince had it. Could still go a hell of a long way.
It could change.
Maybe it's 3 hours.
It could change a bit more, like when they get to Netflix next year.
Maybe it's 3 hours. Why Raw is just not as good as SmackDown.
Well, if they here's the thing: when they get to Netflix next year, they could reduce it to 2 hours because that's always the thing Triple H wanted to do.
Could do, hopefully. It's all about money, isn't it?
I'd say, well, 2 hours.
If that third hour makes the money, they won't.
But like,
if that third hour makes WWE money, they won't get rid of it. Triple H can't get rid of it. We'll be up to Nick Khan, Triple H's boss, who apparently, in an interview he did a while ago, he wants Raw to be 8 hours and SmackDown to be 12 hours. So I really can't see you going back to 2.
I remember that years ago, 8 hours of Raw. I remember that years ago, 8 hours of Raw, my brain would be melted.
12 hours of SmackDown, half a day for SmackDown. Be wrong.
Your brain would be fried. The brain would be fried.
3 hours is long enough. You don't like.
I think
every match would be an hour long.
I'll be happy with 3 or 2 hours.
I can't see you going back to 2. Like I said, that would be a Nick Khan decision. Maybe Triple H's boss, and then or The Rock, who is The Rock's boss, who's The Rock is Nick Khan's boss.
I'd be happy with 3 hours or 2.
I'll be probably going to stay at 3. It's meaning more money for WWE. But what I'm saying is it the fact that it's 3 hours? That's why it's just like 4 weeks, 1 week out for a 4-week month. One of those Royals is good, and the rest are they're okay. And is it because are they okay? Big hours. Because SmackDown is good, NXT is good. So is it that third hour that prevents them from being as good? But like I said, Raw improved since Vince has had it. I like the new things they're trying out, the camera angles and the LED thing that's now black and red or black and blue for SmackDown. Much easier on the eyes. It's much easier to look at. So I like all of that. I'm just saying Raw does need to improve.
I do like the sports feel you get from
But
watching Raw.
yeah, I'm really not that
But
fussed.
like,
And very quickly, this is not news, but
another thing that made with Raw that made Raw good this week was that they opened with a match. There was no talking segment; it was opened with a match. I hope they continue that going further.
and speaking of Raw, this is not news, but the thing of when it, and this is purely just to promote the game. I don't care what some guy at 2K wants to give Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes in the game. I don't care. But what was your thoughts about that? The things popping up on screen saying this guy's overall is
the
this,
ranking.
LA Knight. Yeah.
Well, they'll use a few good things to help sell the game. So the ranking thing does help. But that kind of made it have a sports feel to it.
For me, it was just annoying as I thought, well, I'm buying the game anyway, so
You made Raw annoying it for Elimination Chamber. They were doing the same on the net.
Yeah, the constant Elimination Chamber. For NXT was every single commercial break twice. It was like, ugh. At least show a different promo. But yeah, I've been to Chamber. Bottomless drinks. And yeah, 10 a.m. Jesus Christ. Will you be up at 10 a.m. watching it then?
I'm going to get up, make an early breakfast and watch it. Yeah. I don't see why not.
I'm just going to stay up. Watch SmackDown. Stay up. Might as well. And we'll see who walks out predictions champion. We're probably going to go for the same predictions, but actually, I'm not got a pen here. I've got a pen. So who did you? For the final four, I'll write them down now, and I'll go for a different final four. So for the final four, for the women's, who did you say? Liv, Becky,
Liv Morgan, Becky, Tiffany, Bianca Belair.
I'll try and go for different, and then the predictions can come down to that. For the men's, Drew, Logan, no?
Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul, Randy Orton, LA Knight.
Orton. Shall we go with who gets eliminated first as well? I think Owens for the men's. What do you think?
Owens for the men's and Raquel for the women's.
Oh, we're going the same. Ugh. Yeah, okay then. So I'm gonna have to pick a different final four then. Do you know? I'll go for. I think I'll go for Raquel in the women's then. I think Raquel's in the final four. I think Lashley got Lashley in the final four for the men's. I think Lashley overnight. I think I'll probably go Lashley then. So that's how we'll separate them. We'll probably call on the predictions. But if people want to see my predictions, tune in 10 a.m. live here, People's Wrestling Channel. I'll be doing a watch along, and whenever my Wrestle Crate comes, I'll be doing an unboxing for that as well. But everybody subscribe, and final words, Ian.
All I can say is really just enjoy Elimination Chamber. Look, if you have to get up for all the American fans, look, we stay up to watch it when it's on at your time at 1 a.m. when it's 8 p.m. when it's 1 a.m. over here, it's 8 p.m. in America. We on your time. Now you have to take a page out of our book.
Which I don't mind. Again, I live and breathe wrestling, but yes, I can understand. Not everyone wants to stay up till that time. And it is a horrendous time to be up at if you're in America, 5 a.m. Jesus Christ. And I don't know what time it is in Australia.
That'd be about.
Yeah.
I think that's 7
Australia, I
p.m.
think, is
in
a
Australia.
whole day in front, aren't they? Let me just Google.
Oh, it is. Yes, it is.
I think they're a whole day in front of us. Jesus. Trying to type something in Google. Local Australian time. Is 8:49 a.m. of Thursday. So yeah, they're way in front of us. So God knows what time it'll be for you in Australia, but
It's amazing to think.
Very early again. But yes, do like and subscribe, and it is from the wise man and the golden one himself, the new predictions champion. Which way? That way. New predictions champion and quiz champion, the wise man himself and the golden one. Good night. Like and subscribe, and acknowledge and electrify.